Hello, everybody. It's Reid and I from ReadAboutSex.com, creator of Sex Geek Summer Camp, and I am here with guest star today in the early morning.
Beautiful morning.
Beautiful morning here in Portland, Oregon, right outside of Portland, and Cathy Bartuli of theintimacydojo.com. What's your advice for sex educators, workshop facilitators, anybody who goes to conferences, but for sex educators specifically, like submitting proposals so that you can speak at a sex positive conference? And as Cathy answers that question, say hi from wherever you are today. And look at the sunbeams behind us. This is amazing. This is good.
The birds all over. It's gorgeous.
Hard to believe that's all fake. We're in a studio somewhere in Burbank, California.
With cars going by.
Yep.
No. So one of the things, actually, you helped me with this. My very first conference, I had never submitted before, and Reid's like, "Why don't you just submit? You never know." I'd met a few people through Reid, and I was brand new to the sex geek community, but I presented a lot of other conferences for engineering.
Cathy has PhDs and patents and things like that.
So one of the things I encourage people to do.
Lots of patent. Is it patent or patent? Patent? Patent?
Patent.
Patent? Patent. How do you pronounce patent? Put that in a comment.
I'm not going to be able to say it right anymore.
Patent.
He said just go ahead and submit. So what I encourage people to do is actually read when they do a call for papers or proposals, there's an actual section what their theme is. They actually most conferences spend a lot of time developing that theme. And if you can weave what you want to talk about with that theme, it's gonna show them that you actually paid attention, and it's more likely to get their attention.
And they're excited that look, a proposal that actually fits into
it
our
has
theme.
something related to it.
Oh my goodness.
And then also just I submit more than one proposal. I don't just submit one, because you never know where the gaps are. And if you get to know people that help organize it, you can say, "Hey, what do you need this year? What do you feel like you really want to target?" So you can actually, as you start going to more conferences, you can kind of weave that in. But when you're just starting off, you may not have that. But you can find a friend, like you go up to someone that you admire, find someone you'd like to get to know better, that has a philosophy you really like, and say, "Hey, I'm thinking about submitting a proposal around this topic. Is there some place where you can, what would you like? Is there anything you'd like to say about
Why are you
that?"
talking to me? Talk to the microphone.
Well, I was using you as an example, like if you were talking.
Use them as the example.
Okay, so
wouldn't you like to be used as the example? Cathy just takes her attention away from you here on Facebook.
I'm so sorry. Just like you go up to them and you say, "Hey, can we get coffee and brainstorm together?" And if I don't know someone well enough, I'll often ask them to do some YouTube videos, a YouTube interview with me first, just to see how we flow together. If we have a similar philosophy, I've done.
You don't want to create a panel with a bunch of people that you end up realizing you don't like. When the panel's happening. Yeah,
and I've done a couple of video interviews that have ended up in the trash. Not very many, but like halfway through, I realized the person's philosophy was totally opposed to mine. So it's a lot easier to spend 10 minutes on a video and toss it away than a whole conference where you've got to submit and everything. And then find a bunch of people if you can. Find out what read the actual submission guidelines and say, "Oh, there's 4 people. What 4 people can I include that would make this a really diverse, inclusive, powerful panel?" I like to include people that don't always agree exactly with what I'm saying, because that makes it a lot more interesting for people. And then just actually write it up and have other people look at it if you can. A lot of times there's not a lot of time. ASEC deadline is this Wednesday coming up. Catalyst is the end of the month, I think, and ConvergeCon is on the middle of November.
'Tis the season for certain submissions.
Yeah, and what I do, it annoys Reid, but because I ask way ahead.
Keep talking. It's just a low battery warning.
Yeah.
Everyone's used to it.
Yeah, it's what happens. You need the new iPhone 10.
Wow. Here we go. Here it goes. It's not even out yet, and she's shaming me about not having an
I
old
was
phone.
enticing you.
Yeah, okay. All right.
I will actually submit different versions of it to different conferences. One, you don't know if it's going to be...
Why is it annoying to me?
Well, because I ask you to decide way ahead if you'd like to be on conferences
that's
way
annoying.
ahead.
That's annoying. I can barely plan out, what are we doing today? Oh, Sex Geek Mastermind, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm saying, for next May and April...
For 2018, Reid, which conferences do you want to submit to?
Yeah. So what I do is I submit, I make them different enough, like one I talked about beauty and status and influence, another and we're going to talk about how beautyism affects sexuality. So like they're not the same talk, but they're along the same vein. So I can look at what the conference has for a theme and weave that in and make several submissions that are similar but not with the same panel if they're willing, or a similar panel. And then I can get them all done. Usually like October, November, I get all of my submissions done for the following year, and then I just wait to find out.
And that can be really useful if your area or specialty is a certain topic, or if you're starting to, launch, not taking over a certain topic, but wanting to be more known for a certain topic. Doing panels when you bring in a bunch of people that are also really articulate and have some really great information. One, you get to promote their work, but you also get to actually have a live conversation in front of other people about these topics. And then what about any tips for diversity?
That's like, I try to be as diverse as possible. I ask a lot of people. I spend a lot of time on that. Woshkin has a list, and maybe you'll put the link below.
I'll put the link.
And also just sitting down with people that you think going to talks other people have and seeing how they present. That's one way I've done it. Going on the other people's YouTube channel, and it can be someone who's never gone to that conference. Though I sometimes will pull the previous year's proceedings and go down the list and see who. Because like if someone's been to the conference before, it's more likely they're going to be a yes to come back again.
And also if you're going to a conference and you're looking for local educators, like people who don't have to fly in or rent a hotel.
That's great.
Again, now you're promoting not just your work, but the work of the people who are local to that specific city or town or area of the country. So there's all kinds of diversity too, right? It's just not sex educators from the big city kind of a thing. We'll put some links in the thing. We've got to cut this short because we've got Sex Geek Mastermind happening today.
Maybe we can come back another time and talk about what to do to promote.
No. How about you all ping Cathy and tell Cathy to start doing some more Facebook Lives?
Cathy doesn't like doing lives by herself.
What, we're alone right now, Cathy?
No, but you
just, they're right there. They're right there. Leave some emoticons so that Cathy knows that you're watching, that we're not alone. Leave your comments and questions. Cathy does, we'll read the comments and questions. We'll put some stuff in the links. Thank you, everybody, for being present. See, look, they're right here. You just ignore them like they're not there, like they don't matter. Oh my God, Cathy. They're never going to invite you to a panel. Never.
Oh, no.
Never.